Depending how you look at it, this guy is probably the most popular Toronto Maple Leaf, but probably the luckiest. He was traded by the Leafs in this early in the 79-80 season. Harold Ballard hated Daryl Sittler, and despite him traded this guy, and maybe it cost Toronto at least one or two cups, but allowed Calgary to make two Stanley Cup Finals and legitimize the Flames from Atlanta to Calgary, and he was the face of the franchise, literally, because of his big handlebar mustache. Sometimes big, but sometimes handlebar. Now, what we're talking about today is just my personal opinions on Lanny McDonald. I didn't like the fact he hung out with Alan Eagleson all those years. I didn't like the fact that maybe sometimes he's more of a corporate guy for the NHL than for the players. But the work he's done for the NHL Hall of Fame, the work he's done for various charities, efforts needs to be saluted. Now, Lanny McDonald, very, very big guy in the Alberta sports scene. Born in Craigmile, Alberta, hometown is Hannah, and came to major prominence in the 73 draft, being taken forward overall as a right wing, left wing combination. 6 feet, 185, pure scorer, pure passer. Came to major prominence basically in the 71 season in the AJHL, where he had 37 goals for Lethbridge in 45 contests. Now, Medicine Hat, 2 years before he was drafted, he combined for 112 goals in 136 contests, and wasn't scared to pass the puck either. He had 141 assists in those two campaigns. He was a WCHL All-Star first team in 73 minutes and a hat, AJHL All-Star second team, 71 in Lethbridge. He was a WCHL playoffs goal leader in 73 minutes and a hat with 18 counters, and of course he won the WCHL title with Medicine Hat in 73. Played on the big line with Tom Laziak in Medicine Hat, who was actually drafted ahead of him in 1973 in the big Denny Potvin, Bob Gainey, and Turnbull year. Now, debuted against Buffalo October 10, 73, wore his famous number 7 in Toronto before the trade to Colorado when he started wearing number 9. And of course, his number 9 has been retired by Calgary. Made it to the Stanley Cup final with Calgary in 86 and scored pretty well the clincher in 89. Now, retired August 89 after a career that included 500 career goals, 506 assists, and 1,006 points. Now with Toronto and Calgary in the postseason, a big 84 points in 117 games with 44 counters. Now inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame 1992. NHL Budman of the Year in 89 in Calgary. He was a Ken Clancy Trophy award winner for Calgary in 88. He won the Masterson Trophy for dedication 83 in Calgary. He was an NHL All-Star second team, 78 in Toronto and 83 in Calgary. Made the All-Star game 4 times, twice with Toronto, 77-78, and 83 and 84 with Calgary. He had his biggest season, of course, was 83 for Calgary, when he had 66 counters. He was also Colorado captain from January 30th, 81 to November 25th, 81. He was also tri-captain of the Calgary Flames from 83 to 89. He was the Colorado MVP back-to-back years, 80-81, and the Player of the Year for the Rockies in 1980. He also won most popular player in Colorado, 80 and 81. Now in Calgary, he was the Molson Cup Three Stars leader in 82-83, and also won the Calgary Scurfield Award for humanitarian work in 87. He was the first winner, and in 89. Now he holds the Calgary record for most goals in one season, 66 in 83, and the fastest 2 goals by one player, 6 seconds versus Detroit on March 22nd, 84. His big season, of course, in Toronto was in 77, where he led the team in points and goals with 46 and 90 respectively. He also led Toronto in goals with 47 and 78 and 43 and 79. He was the Toronto playoffs goal leader in 77 with 10, the Colorado points leader, goals leader, and assist leader in 81, Calgary goal leader 82 and 83, 100 goals over those 2 seasons, and the Calgary playoffs goals leader in 84. He got 6. Now, he was named Calgary's Vice President of Corporate and Community Relations upon his retirement in August 89 and remained in that position until November 92. He was named Calgary Vice President of Marketing on November 1st, 92, and had the title expanded to Vice President of Marketing and Broadcasting in 93 and remained in that post through the 96 season. He was also named the Calgary Vice President of Corporate Development prior to the 96 season and remained that post through the 2000 campaign. He was also named Calgary's Executive Advisor to Hockey Operations in December of 2001 and remained there for the season. Now, counted 2 assists in his first NHL game, and also he played on the big line with George Ferguson and Thompson in the 75 season. Now, his skating prowess was aided strongly. He had struggled with his balance and skating through his first 2 NHL seasons because his skate blades needed to be on a special angle, and the team did not realize that until 75. And the big line, of course, Ferguson was replaced by Daryl Sittler, and they were the class of the Leafs in the 75, 76, and 77 years. He set the Toronto record for points in one season by right wing with 93 and 76. And of course, when Thompson was traded, he played in the line with Daryl Sittler and Dan Maloney in Toronto from 77 to 79. Now, of course, his biggest goal ever was the Game 7 overtime winner wearing a face shield because he was injured against the Islanders and put him in the Stanley Cup semifinals against Montreal. And any other team that year would have been hard-pressed to beat Toronto, but they faced Montreal, and that was it for that. Now, he became the first Toronto player to score 40 goals in 3 seasons when he achieved a feat in 79. Now, started to get injuries early in the 1980s, including a massive one in 82 with his shoulder. He also had a bad foot break, an injury suffered in the February 18th, 84 game versus Boston. Now, scored Calgary's first goal at the Saddledome during the arena's opening night on October 15, 83. Now, the injuries in 85 kept him out for a few games as he missed part of the season with strained abdominal muscles and torn leg ligaments. He suffered the abdominal strain in a preseason collision with Scott Stevens and a knee injury in March 85. Now, signed a 1-year contract with Calgary for the 89 season with the lone goal of winning the Stanley Cup, a feat he managed to achieve in his final NHL game. He also scored both the first and last goals of his career at the Forum. He's also the first player in Atlantic Calgary franchise history to have his number retired, an event held on March 17, 1990. He's also the first former Calgary Flames player to be inducted in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Played a big part in the 76 Canada Cup, leading Team Canada to gold. Also played in the Challenge Cup against the Russians in 79. At the Worlds, he was 4th in 81, 5th place in 2001 as GM, 6th place as GM in 2002. In 2004, he was Director of Player Personnel. Now, he was the Colorado Athlete of the Year in 1980, voted by the state media, and the offer for Cleveland to sign him was quite impressive. They drafted him 10th overall in round 1, but decided not to sign with the Crusaders, but took a multi-year 6-figure deal with the Toronto State. Now, he also served as Team Canada's Assistant Executive Director, GM at the 2001 and 2 World Championships. A position was first offered him in the summer of 2000. Now, of course, his mustache, big handlebar, played throughout most of his NHL career. It grew so thick he began waxing it in the 1980s. Very active in supporting Canadian Special Olympics during his playing days and served as an honorary coach of Canada's Special Olympics hockey team in 83. Now, his best-selling autobiography, which sold like hotcakes when it came out, was titled Lanny, and it came out during his playing days. And like I said, the only negative of his career, he employed Al Nicholson as his agent for the final 14 years of his playing career. Now, a big friend still of Daryl Sittler, and during retirement, he's also become active in Old Timers Hockey. Now, his full name, get this, is Lanny King McDonald. King Clancy King McDonald. Tremendous. Now, the big deal, of course, that broke the hearts of Toronto fans came on December 28, 79, when he was traded to Colorado with Joel Quenneville for Pat Hickey and Will Payma. And guess who got the worst of that deal? And Harold Ballard, I hope, is still rotting in hell for breaking the hearts of Toronto Maple Leaf fans. Now, this trade to the Rockies in 79 resulted in many things, not only the ire of the media, but fans ended up protesting the deal in front of Maple Leaf Gardens. Now, he did play parts of 3 seasons in Denver, again before he was sent to Calgary in '81, where he spent the remainder of his career. Now, born the youngest of 4 children in Hannah, he also has brother Lynn and sisters Donna and Dixie. His father, Lauren, tended a family farm near the hamlet of Craigmile, 35 kilometers outside of Hannah. The young Lanny viewed his father as a hero, often following Lauren around helping whatever chores he could. McDonald does credit his father for teaching him the value and honesty and of hard work. His mother, Phyllis, was a full-time teacher who was frequently involved with community events. Now, learning to skate at the age of 5, he immediately developed a passion for hockey. He served as a stick boy, helping manage equipment for his father's community team, and grew up listening to the famous Foster Hewitt radio broadcast on Hockey Night in Canada. McDonald shared his father's passion for Toronto Maple Leafs. Again, he was given his middle name King after Maple Leaf star King Clancy. He began playing organized hockey at the age of 6, and despite both having full-time commitments, his parents drove him and Lynn to Hannah for their practices and games. McDonald recalled that half his time in youth hockey was spent in Hannah and the other half in the car. He completed high school by playing in Lethbridge, choosing to remain with his junior A team at 71, rather than join the Medicine Hat Tigers of the WCHL so he can complete his diploma. Now, rough stats, ladies and gentlemen. Very, very interesting breakdown. The first season in Toronto, not say he was a bust, but only 30 points in 78 games. 75, only 17 goals, but then again he opened out, and that's where Toronto's playoff fortunes started to increase. Between 1976 and 1979, 37, 46, 47, and 43 goals. Now, the trade to Colorado broke the hearts of many people, but in the 1980 season he had a big 45 points in 46 games, including 25 helpers. 81 with Colorado, 35 goals, and then the deal with Calgary, 40 goals in his first combined season, then 66, 33, 19, 28, 14, 10, and 11. Now, final NHL totals, an even 500 goals, 506 assists, 1,006 points, and nearly a point a game pace, and 84 games in the postseason. So Lanny McDonald, a life in hockey, tremendous. We always wonder if he would have stayed in Toronto, what would have happened. We know what would have happened. It would have been 1 or 2 Stanley Cups on the mantle. But Harold Ballard would cut the throat of his own family members, and he has. And let me tell you something, it was an utter disgrace. I'm not a Toronto Maple Leaf fan, but that really shocked me. You don't trade your king, no pun intended. So that's the story of the great Lanny McDonald. If you like what we're doing here with our Toronto Maple Leafs podcast, give us a like, comment, subscribe, or share. Bye.